WarmNFuzzy 1. By Copyright 2006 by Cupiderosbooks. I am 10.5 years old and inquisitive. I think I got this way because of my dad. For a short time, he did journalism work. He tells me, "Son, you always have to check your facts if you want to be a journalist. Check and double and triple check them." In addition, my dad encourages me to learn, to watch, to listen and to question my sources. Right after I make this career decision, a subject comes to my mind to investigate M-sex. I decide to approach 3 reputable sources: my mom, my older brother, Pete, and my dad. You could say Louise fueled my drive to become a journalist. I'll tell you about Louise later. My strategy: approach each person when they are alone. I desire their full truth-telling attention. Mom is alone on the couch in the living room reading a Woman's Wear Daily, a fashion magazine. She used to model before marrying Dad. I went in. I sit on the wicker chair beside the couch. With a casual air, I threw out my question: "Mom, what is sex?" My mom's opinion: "Son, you're 10 years old. I assume the girls want to kick, hit and pinch you, steal your lunchbox and so forth, for you wouldn't ask what you're asking." True. I learned journalists don't answer with many words, unless absolutely necessary. This keeps the conversation focused on the person you're questioning. I think girls view intercourse differently from boys. And my mom paused, her face, blonde hair and blue eyes an elegant Mona Lisa update. I know on the PDA, we talk about our girls and I scoot forward on the chair's edge. The boys don't understand how girls view sex and I slide to the back of the wicker chair. An awful silence fills the living room. Dad always told me, "Son, never fill in that conversational silence that arises. Something important always surfaces." So I wait. Mom closes her magazine and begins squeezing it mighty tight. I could hear the 8x14 newsprint crumbling under the pressure. The quiet is so clear, I hear the ants outside walking and marching to and fro in the afternoon sun doing their work. Mom's eyes lit up. Then, after I wouldn't fill in the silence, her eyes caught my eyes in a vice grip. Her eyes narrow, real mean like. Men are beasts. They only want sex from girls. They think that's all girls are good for, sex. Men think girls are horny nymphs. I can't tell you how many times superintendents of our Mason school district have tried to ask me out over the years. She is going on and on. Under the fury of her explanation, I continue to push backward into the wicker chair, which begins making impressions on my skin underneath my shirt. I am afraid the guys at school will think I get into tattoo branding. But I am still confused, as Mom testifies on the uncontrollable impulses of men. Often her female friends say, "A woman's work is never done." Is this what they mean having sex? I swear, I think men must have their periods 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have to stare at girls, act like they want them all, then and there. I interrupt, "Mom, only girls can have babies?" "Yes. But no. No girl wants to have babies every time she has sex, Jeffrey. You just don't understand. Why did you marry Dad, if he's a beast? And am I a beast? Or will I turn into a beast, when I grow up?" Questions flooded out. I am unable to stop them. No. Son. Come here. Mommy loves you. You're not a beast. Mom hugs me gingerly in her arms. She smells of warm banana bread rising in the microwave. She frames my cheeks in both her soothing hands. Up close, face to face, she says, "I think We should let your dad handle this discussion. Okay? She winks at me. He can give you a man's view of things. How about that, Jeffrey? I agree, pull away and slink out of the living room confident I wasn't yet a beast, not yet, anyway. The evidence Mom presents is overwhelming. My self-esteem drops. I almost begin to believe her. I was cautious though. My older brother, Pete, is next. He is in his bedroom. My older brother, Pete's opinion. I walk in without knocking. I think I startle him. He is starting to reach under the bed and he jerks back his hand. Jeffrey, my little brother, the journalist. What have you been up to? Not out playing with Louise again? And he gave me a knowing smile I couldn't interpret. Yep. Yeah. I played with Louise yesterday, Pete. I have a question. Don't tell me that you're thinking about the all-naughty act. Am I correct? Am I? Then he laughed. Girls do that to you every time. Start you wondering. Yep. You're right, Pete. I'm practicing journalism, though I lie. I asked Mom and he indulges himself in laughter. No. He laughs again. You didn't ask Mom. I did. He doubles over laughing so hard he almost falls off the bed. You poor boy, and sit down and I'll tell you how sex really is. I'm 16, on the swim team. All the girls want me. They want you. Blah, blah, so I've heard. Rumors mostly. Not rumors, facts, younger brother. And if you're a future journalist, you should appreciate facts. It's like this guy's just got to have it. Sex? Yeah, we're made that way. We need sex and lots of it. Need sex 7 days a week, every hour, if we can get it. That often. It's human nature. In our blood. I don't feel that way. When you reach age 13 or so, it'll happen what? The transformation, Jeffrey boy. You'll change into the Wolfman. And he let out a loud whining howl. Woof woof. Is it painful? Ever seen the 1941 Wolfman, starring Lon Chaney, J.R. Yan? No. Jeffrey, you've got to see this movie. Real educational experience. Is the metamorphosis like the movie? Mostly, except less hair on your face, back and arms. I am silent. Better to let the silence bring out the truth. Pete said nothing. Just gives me a confident stare. I was forced to break the silence. You don't resemble the Wolfman at Halloween. I've got hairs in places you couldn't imagine, little brother. But don't worry. You'll get body hair and want to stare at Louise, and all the other Louises of the world, all day and night. You'll become like me, and he let out another piercing howl. I am shocked. Not only is Mom right, but she loves me in spite of my soon-to-be pre-Neanderthal transformation. Pete crosses his arms over his chest and sits with a smug expression. I've no more questions, Pete. I need to think. Well, if you want any more advice, just knock first. Got it. Knock. Then he softens his face muscles and let a smile slide across them. Get out of here, kid, the beastman's got things to do. A few hours later Dad comes home from his golf outing. I catch him alone in the den. Dad is always objective, logical. Surely, I'll get the truth from him. My dad's opinion. He sits holding his Callaway golf putter in his hand speaking on the phone. I'll call you later, Jim. What can I do for you, son? I had a question. Yes, son. You know what I told you about speaking your mind. I don't raise spineless children. You have something to ask it. You know, He was twirling the putter by the grip, the club head pointing toward the ceiling. I try again, WarmNFuzzy. His face restyles into a strained look. He's holding his hand on his chin like he forgot something. Oh, yes. The WarmNFuzzy talk. Relieved I say, you remember now? Why now, son? Well, I was playing over at Louise Pleaserbody and Dadshell Pleaserbody. How the heck a girl get a name like that? Her dad. Yes. Her dad. Remember son, if you're going into journalism, you can't let people distract you. Understand? Because people will say all kinds of things just to make you forget your questions. Especially, if they don't want to answer them. Yet, Dad. I'll remember. Well, I wanted to impress Louise with that coin trick you taught me last year. Where I show both my hands, the coin is in my right hand dash, then you put your hands behind your back, switch the coin to your left hand dash yet. And I reach up to Louise's right ear and act like I found the coin with my left hand. My boy. Great. Girls love that trick. Makes you seem smart and mysterious. Well, Louise showed me an airtight coin trick. Oh. She did. Yet. She took the coin in her right hand, reached under her dress and made the coin disappear. Sure, she wasn't holding the coin between her thighs. Yet. She didn't pull the switcheroo hand bit, did she? Both hands were empty. In her underwear? She wasn't wearing any. And... No. Now I see, and as I checked, double-checked and triple-checked like you instructed me to. You did. Yet. I couldn't find the coin on her thighs. Her legs were apart too, but I think I saw her. WarmNFuzzy. Dad cleared his throat again. Son, I think you did. Well, and he raised his palm flat for me to give him a high five. I give him one. You did right to check and dash the facts. Facts. Yes. Son. Girls can do special things with their fuzzies, things no guy can do with his fuzzy. In fact, this is the reasons boys like girls' special place. Because the boy can hide there. And he gave me a wink. I don't understand. I'll show you. He balled up his fist. This is her WarmNFuzzy. He stuck out his index finger of the other hand. This is your WarmNFuzzy. He brought the two together. Like music. A shy, involuntary smile spread the length of my face. Then I laughed. Then Dad laughed. Then we both laughed. That's the WarmNFuzzy dance you talked about, I said. That's basically it, except son, you have to go real slow in fuzzy games at first. You don't want to hurt the girl or pop your cork too soon. How slow is real slow? Think slow like push-ups in gym class, when you're really tired. Okay. And what happens next? Dad thought for a second. You see this putter I'm holding? Well, I take this putter and try to hit the white ball into the cup or hole on the golf lawn. Your putter is your warm and that's your stiffy. You put your stiffy into her softy and you try to pop your sperm into her hole or cervix. When that sperm get inside the cup, a baby springs out later on. Fast or slow, this happens next. Son, will the baby happen on my first time? Not, if you're lucky. How long before the baby crawls out of the golf cup? 9 months, usually. Dad, that's a long time. Yes, son, a long time. Sort of like the layaway plan. He nodded his head, in a manner of speaking. Do I have to keep making deposits? If you and the girl want to, and raised his hand for another high five. I laughed. He laughed. Any more questions, son? Not at the moment. Well, if you need any more answers, or a rowdy story to tell the guys at school, you come to me. I've got volumes of stories. Whoops, there goes my phone. Jim. I start to walk back to my room. Dad crosses his legs, one hand holding the cell phone, the other hand spinning the putter around. I overhear him say, "Had the all warm and fuzzy talk with my son, Jeffrey." I am more perplexed than ever. The word perplexity always made me remember my third grade teacher, Mrs. Ecklander. Whenever you are perplexed about a subject, go to the internet. She even made us pronounce internet 3 times so we would remember. It's the best resource available, 24 hours a day. And Dad said, investigate an outside source, an expert always, son. Why didn't I think of the internet before? I waited until Mom and Dad decide to make special music with each other. Then I'll search, but not on my computer, all shackled by NetNanny, browser security guards and probably a spy chip. I waited 15 minutes. Usually they took a little over an hour to finish. After I did my research, I'd go talk it over with Louise. I went to Yahoo. Click on the blank URL search box. What to search under first? Men are beasts. Men on their periods need sex 24 hours a day. Or WarmNFuzzy. After 2 minutes more, I decide on pictures, men having sex with women, and hit enter. The end. Stay tuned for WarmNFuzzy 2, her version.